Hello everyone. It is Jackie from Pocket of Preschool, and we are talking all about teeth and dental health activities. I'm going to do it a little bit different because everybody always wants to know how I stay organized and kind of pull everything all at once in a quick and easy way. So I'm going to kind of show you guys how I do that, and I'm going to show you all kinds of fun dental health activities you can do in your classroom. As always, all the links are at the top, links to my blog, which has dental health freebies and tons of ideas. And then also there's a link to my TPT store, which has all my science and math and literacy centers that are dental health, which it's actually dental health and like healthy body, like kind of all together, helping me, I think, or me and my body or something like that. But I do lump in the center pack and in the science unit, I do lump like body and teeth kind of all at once, because some people I know do both at the same time, some do it individually, so I put it all together for you guys. And then there are links to a really fun manipulative I will show you in just a minute at the top. So in the comments below, I want you to either tag a teacher buddy so they know that we're live and to come join us, or tell us in the comments your favorite dental health activity that you do with your students, like your tried and true, your favorite, or if you want to tell us some silly story, tell us something that totally bombed in your classroom that you thought was going to go well and it didn't, because that happens to you a lot, right? So tell us that in the comments. So for my dental health unit, what I do is I kind of do a couple things like when I'm planning and getting ready. So I have each of my themes in these tubs. These are from Michael's, and I keep all of my themed activities in here. These are free on my blog, which I'll link after we're done. You can also get these on Amazon, but so I put like the My Body and Dental unit all together. So this is all the stuff for the theme. So like I have pages and photos, and then anything that's just for that theme in here. Play-Doh tray, which I'll show you in a minute. So I keep all of that in here, plus all the centers, and then I also, this is the science unit, which I keep all of that in one container. And then I also pull my sensory, which I pulled that, and I'll kind of show you how I do that. So I pull that out, and I always keep all of my sensory in big giant baggies. And then I pull out any manipulative I have like related to that theme. So I did that too. So here's some manipulatives you can use for a dental health unit. So if you have these like letter tiles, they kind of look like teeth. So these would be perfect. Marshmallows, again, mine are hard as a rock, but marshmallows are like little teeth. So these are nice manipulatives. If you have like white letter beads, those look like teeth. Perfect for a dental health theme. These are some mini erasers I have. They are not available on Amazon anymore, but here's what you can get. So, as I spill them. So these are little, they're the teeth savers. So they actually open, they're actually like a necklace. So that I have this linked at the top. They open, but they're like little teeth manipulatives. They're perfect for a dental health theme. You can wash them. I actually bought some larger ones as well. I forgot to link those, so I will link them after we're done. So all of these little teeth, and again, they open and close, so your kids can open and close them, but they're perfect little teeth if you want a manipulative for your dental health unit. I haven't looked in the past like week or so. I'll see if they got these restocked too. But these little tea savers, I just cut the necklaces off. The ones I actually bought, these are the exact set. They're linked at the top. So those are all the manipulatives I have. And then ice cube trays, because if you turn them over, they're kind of like teeth. So you can do tons of sensory play with them. You could color on them with like paint, like put like black paint on them, and they can scrub off the cavities or the dirt, or with like a toothbrush and like real toothpaste. That would be so much fun for like a water/sensory play, or like you could have them stuff Play-Doh in there and then try and get it out with like floss. So these are fun. Again, just a white ice cube tray from the Dollar Tree. So I pull all of that, and then I pull my activities. And I literally have it all in here, you guys. So, and this is, well, once you're past your first year, it does get easier. So all my first year teachers, once you start making your themed tubs and you have stuff to pull from the previous year, life does get easier. So like here in this little tub, I have my Play-Doh tray supplies. So I will literally open this up. I have the floss, which is just like that plastic string. You can put real floss in there. I have these silver beads, like caps on your teeth. I have yellow beads. You can see the Play-Doh that was in there. And then I grabbed my Play-Doh, which I forgot to grab red. I usually use red for the gums, but I forgot it. But you could also put like toothpaste colored in. And then you can throw some of these teeth in there. Now, if you did a really awesome Play-Doh tray that you loved from a previous year, here's what I do. So I take photos and then I just like screenshot them on my phone, and then I just print the screenshot. So here's the Play-Doh tray actually from my blog. You can see how I use like the red Play-Doh with it, and then they can make like the little mouth, and they can put, the beads can be cavities in it. And then, yeah, so it's really another, I can't reach it. I was trying to look for the red Play-Doh, but I can't reach it. So yeah, and you can just really put anything in here. You could also put some of these, if you want to sneak in some literacy, you could also put in some, really loud, sorry, some of these letter beads in there too for little teeth, so they could make words or just explore letters and make little mouths and little teeth. So that's literally like how I prep my Play-Doh tray a lot. So anything that's special for that Play-Doh tray, I put in a baggie and I put in my bin so I can just get it out that easy. So this is a really fun Play-Doh tray, and we love Play-Doh trays because they have to, one, share, two, use their fingers to sculpt and push and squeeze and manipulate the Play-Doh. And then they also have to be problem solvers and figure out how the things can go together and how they want to make what they want to make. And then they're using tons of vocabulary related to the theme based on what's in your Play-Doh tray. So tons and tons of awesome stuff coming from a Play-Doh tray. So these white, somebody asked where I get these from. These are from Amazon. I did link my Amazon storefront at the top of this post too. Those are linked on that. And a lot of that is just stuff I've actually purchased. Like those are the exact ones. So a lot of that stuff I've actually bought myself with my own money. So yeah. So that's linked to the top for you guys. So my Play-Doh tray. So in my art center, on the top of one of the shelves, I always have a space for a Play-Doh tray because I always have a Play-Doh tray out, whether it's a basic one or related to our theme. So there is a spot on top of a shelf that is just for the Play-Doh tray. So I have this in there. That way if I do an awesome sensory activity or something, I will remember it for the next year in case, you know, I get teacher brain and I can't remember what I did when I'm planning. I also put butcher paper activities in here. So this is a butcher paper activity I did. And I just drew different types of lines, and then all I would do is you can put out mini erasers. Oh, I forgot the other really fun manipulative. Put out little pom-poms that are, so find like some colored pom-poms. Like these I got from Walmart. And then they're like little germs or cavities. And you can use yellow ones too. And they can just trace the line with the tooth, the little teeth, or whatever manipulative you have. So they're just tracing that line. You can also have them trace the line with, you would have to tape it to the table, but trace the line with the toothbrush. and it's just really big. So they're using their arm muscles and their shoulders. So they're working on their pincer grasp while they're holding the toothbrush and they're tracing the line. And they're also working on these upper shoulders since it's so big. Or they can also make patterns on it too. So they could go like tooth, germ, tooth, germ, tooth, germ, tooth, germ. So whatever level you want to do, totally do it. But yeah, so I use that for another activity in a minute. I will fold up, this is a smaller one I did, but I try and fold the butcher paper activities up and I put them in this as well. Sometimes it's like I have to be a little bit of a puzzle master. But yeah, and then I also, if you can see right there in the corner, I also put a manipulative that I have that I can use for that theme. Again, this is the My Body and Teeth theme. So if you want to combine some of your themes, like you could put like fall in one, or you could just do pumpkins, whatever works for you. So I put these little manipulatives in the container. That reminds me, a visual reminder for me and my teacher brain, that I have these in my closet and I need to get them out for that theme. Because before I started doing little things like this, I would have awesome things in my closet and I would forget to get them out for that theme, and then I buy it, and you want to use it with your class. So again, this is the My Body theme. So I also have like a skeleton in here, these like molds, but again, the rest of this is for the My Body theme, but I pulled out the rest. So let me show you some other goodies or other things you can do for a dental health theme. And you saw I had these in there too. So if you have like anything special, like these are just for dental health. So I pulled these out. So this is a freebie on my blog. So this printable is a freebie. It says My Clean Tooth. So what it is, and you guys, this is how I keep it in my tote. So I will keep a sample, and then I will keep, like, sometimes I put stuff in page protectors. Like, here's a whole bunch of copies that I had from last time. I put it in in a page protector, and then I put it in my tub, and that way I can use the copies I had from last year just to kind of get me started, and I'm not wasting paper. But what you do is the students will take this page, and I made like, I mixed, you can't really see it, and it was smushed, but I made that like puffy paint. So you mix equal parts glue and shaving cream, and then it makes kind of like a puffy paint. If you don't want to do that, it's totally fine. Just use white paint, and students can dip the toothbrush in the white paint, and they can paint their toothbrush with the paint. And so they're using something different than a paintbrush. Somebody just had an idea to copy this on like yellow paper and add like some corn syrup with the white paint. So you can do all, like, basically like let your imagination go wild. Use this how you want in your class. And then I added glitter. Like, I just have some out in a salt shaker, and then they can put the glitter in the tooth. And now they are doing some great fine motor and open-ended art, and you can hang that up or keep it for their portfolio. And again, I keep, once it's dry, I will just keep this and any extra copies I have. I will plop this right in my little tub, so I will have it for next year. And then another thing that's on my blog, now this I literally just pulled it out too, but you can see there's only one, just one, so I'll have to find my original, make more copies of these. This is free on my blog too. So what this is a blowing painting, because I know some of us are doing mask optional. That's what my kids went to, their school went to this week. And I hear a lot of teachers saying kids, since they've been wearing masks, they are forgetting how to cover their sneezes and their coughs with their elbow. So this is a great way to show how germs spread, even for a dental health unit. So you squirt or just do a little bit drops of paint on the paper, and then they blow the paint with a straw, which kind of shows when you sneeze, and then they pretend to blow really hard with the straw, and it shows how fast your germs can move. So it's perfect for that. And then I thought, well, it's perfect because a lot of places are going masks optional or they're getting rid of masks. Who knows if they come back? I have no idea what's going on. So yeah, so that is a fun freebie on my blog too. And again, literally just plop it back on it and you're ready to go for next year. And then I pulled out some literacy activities for you guys too. That's why everything's in baggies, because I wanted you guys to see like this is literally how I organize it and have it stored. So these are some fun Play-Doh mats. So you could also take your Play-Doh tray and put these in the middle, and students can make the different things for dental health with the Play-Doh on their Play-Doh tray. I think I made 2 sets. Yeah, I did. I made 2 sets of these. These are in my math and literacy, my body and teeth unit. So these are perfect. You can put these right on your Play-Doh tray. And now students have the word at the bottom. They can see all the letters and make the item with the Play-Doh. So the actual, somebody's asking where the plastic tub is from. It is from Michael's, or you can get them on Amazon. And again, they're linked in my storefront. And then what I would do to clean up is I would put all the stuff back in the Play-Doh tray that I keep just for that and put it back in the tub. Here's another fun game you can do. So this one's Build a Smile. And again, I have it just like I do in my binder. So what I do to prep this activity, I have my class set or small group set usually of the mats, and I would put those out. And then in 3 baggies, I have lowercase, uppercase, and then I have blank and sight words. So what I typically do is I put, if I have 2 sets, I would put like a lowercase, or sorry, these are the uppercase cards on one tray. And then I would put the uppercase, whatever. Each case is on a different tray. My brain isn't working tonight. And then if you can write names on these, so students can write their name, or students can pick a letter and just say the name of it, or they can like match. So we have like an uppercase B and a lowercase b. They can also build sight word smiles, which would be really fun. They can build sight word name or smile names. Charlie, they could build their friends' names or their names. So yeah, so that's literally how I would have that one prepped. And I know some people are asking too, like how many of the mats and things do I make? And it depends. Like if I was planning on I always make enough for usually a small group. And then sometimes I make a full class set, like 18 when I had 18 kids. But a lot of times I just made enough for a small group. So yeah, which is either, like 10 kids sometimes. So that is it. Oh, and then I forgot. And then they can erase and brush it clean. And then they can put the teeth back. So that is one activity you can do. And again, that is in my math and literacy centers unit. You can also set up a really fun writing center, or they can do word work with it. And all of my vocabulary cards come with the uppercase set and a lowercase set. So you pick. I always put out both. I always put the uppercase set in my pocket chart and then the lowercase set down low. So my older kiddos would typically like to copy these words on paper. So that way, that's why they were always just on the table. And then these were more in the pocket chart. They can get them out if they wanted. You can also build words with the little teeth letters or the letter tiles. And they could build it and then write it down, which would be really fun. Or they could just pick a word card and then write it on the paper. I did find these, so that I just had them in my tub. They're from Carson Delos. I probably got these from a teacher store, but they're little teeth stickers. So you could put some of those out. And then what I like to do with those are, that way I'm not wasting or going through a ton of stickers. What I typically do is I cut up my sticker sheets, and you can always pull off the back of the stickers if you want to make it easier for your students. But I cut them up a lot, so you can cut them into strips like this. So that way 1 sticker sheet now turns into 4, or you can cut them in half again. And if you're doing this for like a table time activity, you can give everybody just a little square of stickers. And that way, again, stickers can get really expensive, I think, really quick. So that way everybody has some stickers, not a ton, but everybody has them. If they want to give them to their friend, they can, if they don't want the stickers. But this would be a really fun table time activity, and you could get a writing sample in at the same time. So put the teeth word cards in the middle of the table, put one of these out at all the spots, and then with little stickers, and they can copy the words. Or you can use it in your writing center. You pick. And so that's another idea. And then another literacy activity I have, and again, I just had it in this little baggie, hold it out of here. You can play this on the floor or in a pocket chart. So it's just matching letters. So uppercase with the lowercase, and they're just matching. There are little mouthwash in here too. And again, you don't have to cut these out like this. I would cut stuff out a lot at nap time, when we had a nap time, when I taught full day, and that was kind of like my time to cut all these little intricate things out while we were rubbing backs. But this is a really fun game. They can match the uppercase with the lowercase. You can also, again, make it longer. You can put out these little teeth, and we're just gonna pretend this is the letter D, and they can put the teeth manipulatives out as well. Oh look, here it is. It actually matches. They can put it out to match. And you can put out the whole set, just 10 letters, 5 letters, just the letters in their name, whatever you want to do at whatever level works for you and your students. And again, to clean it up, all I would do is I would take the activity, put it back in the bag, and then plop it in my tub. And now, like, I have it ready to go for next year. And then I have some math, and then you know what? I'm gonna wait on math for a minute, and I want to show you some fun fine motor activities, fine motor journal activities you can do for teeth. So if you're not familiar with what fine motor journals are, it's basically just a journal that you can use in your classroom, and that's where you can put all your fine motor activities in. I have 2 videos on that, which I'll link after we're finished. So for this fine motor journal activity, they are drawing toothbrushes. So you're gonna have them make the long lines going across, and then the little lines going up or down, sorry. Little line, little line, little line, stop. So what letter does that look like? It looks like an L, because it goes down and then over. So then they make their L's. So that's one. So you can make toothbrushes in the letter L in your journals. You can also make mouthwash. So you can put dots at the top and say, or you can have it be toothpaste, but they can go like big curve, big curve, big curve, big curve, all the way down, because toothpaste and mouthwash is wavy. And then what letter does that look like? It looks like the letter S. So then they can make the letter S on the other side. You can also make germs or like bacteria, like little cavity monsters that get in your teeth. So kind of just like blobs, and then zigzags for the mouth. And those zigzags look like the letter W. You can also make floss, because it kind of curls when you go out. So they can do curl, curl, curl. And it looks like the lowercase e, because when they curl, they're kind of going that up and around. Kind of like up and around, like the E. Lowercase e is it's a little tricky. So that's kind of a fun way to practice lowercase e. You can also talk about animal teeth, and animal teeth are very pointy. So you can draw the top and bottom of the mouth, and I like get out like a animal from the block center, like an alligator or something, and you can draw very, very pointy big teeth. And then they can make the letter V, like the animal teeth. And then why do a basic self-portrait for a dental health theme when you can do a self-portrait with teeth? I mean, how much fun is that? We love when kids make self-portraits, so why not have them add some details like teeth, especially if you're studying dental health. And then this one is so fun. So they can take tape and then cut little pieces, and they make them into toothbrushes by adding just the little lines going up and down. So that is a really fun activity too. Again, you can do these in a fine motor journal. You can also do these as an art activity. This will be a really fun art activity. Totally up to you what you want to do. So, but I wanted to throw some fun fine motor journal activities in there for you guys. So before we go to math, I want to show you guys how I easily do my sensory tables. And again, I keep my fillers from year to year. I usually make, because I get bored and I try new themes, maybe like 1 or 2 new sensory fillers a year, maybe 4, or maybe I've done, because I get tired of doing the same things over and over every year. If you don't, then use the same ones. So you can tell this one was for dental health, because you can see I didn't even pick all of the teeth out. So for dental health, I literally I dump it out. Sometimes I pick the manipulatives out. Sometimes I don't. As you can see, apparently I left the cups in here too. Because you know how it is sometimes when you're changing out themes, like you don't have time to take all the little things out. And that's probably why this bucket isn't very full. A lot of them are in my sensory table. So the rice, I dyed with liquid watercolor. I did blue, teal, and green, kind of like toothpaste colors. These are little shot glasses from like the dollar store. There is glitter in here too, because I was feeling daring that day. You can put it in or leave it out. I added the little teeth manipulatives, and they loved opening them and closing them and putting the rice inside, and then they can shake it. You can throw in some tweezers, and then this was the biggest hit ever. I love putting in larger containers with a funnel or something that they have to fill it, because they have to work together as a team to fill it. So this is literally an empty mouthwash container. I put tape over the top because some of the label was coming off, so I just put tape over the top. Otherwise, I usually like to keep the environmental print on it, but they can use these little cups to fill it up, or they can use the funnel, and then they can work together as a team to fill it out. Now, if you have a bigger sensory table, you can put in a couple of these. You can put in different size mouthwash containers. One fun thing about funnels and rice, if you put too much rice in, it will get stuck. So they're gonna have to problem solve to figure out how to make the rice go through without getting stuck. Now, that's something I would put out later in the year once they play with rice a lot, because you don't want them to be frustrated. Now, if you want, here's my funnel trick. You can always cut the funnels so the bottom part is wider. Just get like a sharp knife. Obviously, please be careful if you do this, and just cut it so that way it's wider. And then you can use a funnel with rice. I get my funnels at the Dollar Tree. They had green, probably during spring or Christmas or something. So yeah, so that is a really fun sensory table filler that you can do. You can also put in, you could also throw in these letter beads. You could throw in these like teeth trays, you could call them. You could put in styrofoam egg cartons and like cut them in half so they're just like one row of teeth. Again, sky's the limit. Use your imaginations. Have a blast. But yeah, and then to clean this up, this is literally what I would do. I would take out my tools, and then like this, you could tell it was in here. I just kept it in there. Sometimes, again, I take the manipulatives out. Sometimes I don't. And then I would just dump it all back in. And then, so let's do some math, and then I have some fun sensory for you guys. Sensory, open-ended, like sensory activities still too. So, oh, and then you could also use these little teeth stickers for your fine motor journals. Sorry, I forgot to tell you that part. So, I literally just pulled these all out. Just like that, out of my tub. So, I'm gonna show you what they are, and then I have some freebies I wanna show you too. So, this is where I pulled these from. So, if I have a fun manipulative I use with the game, I'll put a couple in there again, just as a reminder for me, because I will forget from year to year, especially if some themes I only do every other year, because I would have students, both when I taught half day and full day, that would be with me for 2 years. So I tried to do different themes each year. Some of the like favorite ones I would always repeat, like transportation and pumpkins, you know, like seasonal ones. But then sometimes I would try and do different ones too, just to kind of mix it up. So this is oh, I forgot my spinner. This is a germ game, and there's, what you do is you would take a spinner, or you can take a pencil and a paper clip, and they spin it, and then whatever shape it is, they cover it up. So it's kind of like a spin and cover. So maybe they spin and they would cover the square. So they would cover the square with the little germies, which would be these pom-poms. And I'm really glad I put these in here because I totally forgot about this manipulative for this theme. Because our teacher brains get tired, and that's okay. We just gotta figure out what to do to kind of help us along the way. And by me just doing little things like this, that's something that helps me a lot. You can also include it in my math and literacy centers. This is also in a version of this is also in the science unit. It's also a healthy, not healthy, or healthy, not healthy. And somebody did email me once and ask for me to change it from not healthy. And I didn't, because I think it's important for people to know like what foods are healthy and what foods aren't. And you can talk about what foods are kind of healthy and what foods aren't healthy, but like it's okay to not eat healthy all the time. And that's okay. But if we ate not healthy all the time, like how that would affect us. So yeah, so just a fun little tidbit. But you have cards so they can sort between healthy, you know, and then not healthy. But you know what? It's okay if we eat not healthy sometimes, because treats are good. But just as long as we don't have a ton of them. So I think it's kind of a good conversation to have with kiddos. So yeah, so you can do that. But my fun follow-up activity with the not healthy is always to take some food ads, and you can make a giant, because we always do this for Thanksgiving, right? They make their little plate and everything. But I love taking these food ads and making a giant healthy chart. So everybody gets a food ad. My thing I like to do with the food ads is I cut them so that way they're not manipulating this whole paper. So I'd cut it probably like right here. So that way they're only having to manipulate one piece of paper. And then everybody would cut out the foods that are healthy, and then they would stick them on a big poster board, or they can stick them in their fine motor journals. That would be fun too. And then we have a big cutting collage, which we are cutting. And again, if your kiddos are struggling cutting out magazines, give them some of these bounce back scissors that bounce back open. They're called loop scissors. So that way they can cut and do the activity with you guys too. I have these scissors are actually getting really affordable. I got a pack of 6 of them for like $10. So they're getting more affordable. And you buy one set, and I've had some of these for like 10 years. So, I mean, they last. They're pretty good quality. So yeah, or they can do it on a shopping list too. So that would be fun. Make a healthy shopping list. So that is an idea you could do. And again, I just throw it back in the bag. I'm not gonna do it right now, so because I don't wanna waste your time. This is a fun freebie on my blog too. I think. Yeah. So it is a tooth graph. So you can play this so many different ways. You can use marshmallows. You can use little teeth manipulatives, whatever ones you have. Or you could use white pom-poms. Use what you have in your classroom. So then they just put 1, and then they put 2, and then they put 3 and 4, all the way up to 10. And again, when they use little things, they're building all those fine motor muscles, and by the end, they will have made a graph. So we're graphing and we're counting and we're using those fine motor muscles. Another fun activity in my center pack, again, just fold it out, is this cavity number cover. and it comes two ways. And I literally have copies in here, and I have the mats. Like I have both in here ready to go. So they can, what they do is they roll a dice, and then they stamp it, or, so they roll the dice, and let's say I rolled a 1. Oh, sorry. So the first thing they do is they can color them first, or they can color them at the end. So you pick what you want to do. So let's say they rolled a 2, and then they cover the 2, and they rolled a 3, they can cover the 3, they rolled a 5, and they can cover a 5. So basically they're putting cavities on the teeth. And then at the very end, so this is why some of my toothbrushes are black, they can clean off their boards by brushing the teeth. If you had yellow expo markers, you could have them colored at the beginning, and they could, when they rolled that number, they could clean them off. I haven't been able, like, they haven't had yellow expo markers in like the packs for a while, so I would have them roll the dice, color it, and then once their whole tooth is full, then they can erase. So that's just how I would play it. You play it how you want in your classroom with your kiddos. And you can use 1 dice to make it a number cover, or they can roll 2 dice and it's a add-in cover. So 2 levels, like 4 different ways to play. So much fun. All right. One more math game, and then I will show you some sensory fun activities. So for this game, and again, I have it in 2 levels. So in my bag, I have the boards. So I have some boards that go up to 20 and some that go up to 10. You pick the boards that work for your students, and then based on the board, you'll pick the cards. So they're gonna pick a card. Like let's say I got 1, 2, 3. So I would write it 3. Now if they don't know that number, look, they can find it at the bottom, 1, 2, 3. So that is kind of a visual to help them write it, and then they would have to draw 3 cavities on their mat, 1, 2, 3. And then they can either color the teeth, or they can put manipulatives in there. So they would put 1, 2, 3. And then they can find it, 1, 2, 3. So they are writing numbers, they're counting out quantities, so many different math skills going on here, and they're identifying numbers. And then they can erase it, or you can have them erase it with a tissue, or I forgot the tissue, so use your fingers. Probably not suggested, but that is another game you can play. Again, all the printables for this that I'm showing you guys are in my Body and Teeth Math and Literacy Centers pack. And you guys, this is literally what I do. And then I put it away for next year. So somebody asked, like let's say somebody is asking, do I play at the teacher table first, or is it free play? So it depends. So if it's the fall, or if I get a new student, or maybe like some centers I know like kind of switch as they age, I would, if it's a new game we've never played before, I will do it at the teacher table first for small groups. So we would play this for small group first, and then I would play it with my students first. And then after we did that, what I would do is I would take the supplies, and then I would put it in the center for free time. So I would probably put it on like a tray like this. I would put the mats out, and I might put out the teeth, and in another little bowl I would put the cards and some expo markers, and I would put this on my shelf. So teacher table first, and then I put it on my shelf. Now if it's February and it's a game we've played all year, or maybe we've played some games that are like this where they have to pick a card, draw, and then count out in a 10 frame, and they might be able to do it by themselves if I just explain it really quick at the beginning of centers, then I would. But typically I do these first at table time with me, or as an arrival activity if we've done it before or something similar. Because a lot of my math and literacy centers, they don't exactly repeat, but I have like I have like this cavity game and some other different, I have like number covers and a couple different theme packs. And I do that, so one, it's familiar, but it's not boring. So like this is maybe in, 5 of my center packs. So that way it's a game that they're familiar with, but it's not in every center pack, so it's not repeated so much where they get bored. So yeah, so hopefully that helps. So yeah, so I always play with them, teacher table first, and then I put it out in the center. So yeah, and then look, I just put it right back in my tub, and now I have it in there ready for next year, like if I was cleaning up my theme. So, sensory. Are you guys ready for this fun one? So this activity is actually on my blog. You guys, it is so much fun. I have a couple different versions I want to show you. There's a couple different ways you can use this. So, and if you can't use shaving cream, you can use whipped cream too. So I just get some shaving cream from the dollar store. Oops, you can just spray it in the bottom. And you can have the kids scoot it around and kind of have them cover the bottom of it. And that way everybody gets some. And look at all this great fine motor. They're having to twist their wrist and move their arm to kind of get in all the little nooks and crannies. And then they're brushing with this. Now, once they do that for a little bit, I say, okay, I'm gonna add some flavors to your toothpaste. And this is just liquid watercolor. If you don't have liquid watercolor, you can always do like tempera paint, which is like washable paint. That's totally fine too. And again, it just kind of looks like what it looks like toothpaste. Let's see if I can get it close up for you guys. So when they mix it, it kind of looks like toothpaste or mouthwash. And again, they're just scraping around, and you can, once they have it all mixed and they have the whole bottom filled, I'll say, okay, everybody freeze. Now I'm gonna call out, you can call it numbers or shapes or letters. I'll say, I'm gonna call out a letter, and I want you guys to make it in your toothpaste and using your toothbrush. So I can say, okay, everybody make an A, and you can go line down, line across. You go, okay, everybody made their A. All right, everybody erase, and then they brush. Then they erase, and they are having a ton of fun. The mess is kept in the tray, and look, their hands are clean-ish, and then all of it's on this toothbrush, and then you can call it another letter or shape or number, and they can make it again, and then brush to erase. So kind of a fun twist on a shaving cream tray, because shaving cream trays get boring if you just keep doing the same ones over and over. You can also say, okay, oh my gosh, oh no, like you ate lunch. Look at all of these little itty bitty cavities or little germs that are in your mouth. Okay, ready? Everybody brush your teeth to try and get rid of them, and they can brush to get rid of all those cavities. And then, so you could do that one day. You could also one day grab, you guys know I love my letter beads. I use them all the time. For sensory play, you can put them in the shaving cream. I love doing this, and they can try and find them, or you can put them in, or you can give them each a cup and say, okay, I want you to say the letter and the letter sound and put it in, and then hide it. So they can hide it. So that's a G, and then they can say like the letter name or the letter sound, and they can maybe say a word that begins with that letter, and then they can hide it in the toothpaste, or they can find them in the toothpaste. You pick what you want to do. So fun either way. And they're talking about letters in a hands-on way that's really fun, and it's great fine motor because they're having to use these little bitty fingers and hands to cover it up and hide it. So again, hands-on letter game, super easy, super fun. And I know you're thinking this looks like a mess to clean up. So what I typically have them do at the end, and I forgot this, but I take a little colander and I have them pick out the letters, and I put the little letters in the colander, and then I take that to the sink, and then I just wash out all the little letters in the colander, and none of my little letters go down the drain, and I don't stop up the drain. So it's a win-win situation. Okay, so I know I was telling you about these trays. So what you can do is you can also cover these with shaving cream, or they can draw cavities on them. And then, I'm just gonna put some on the top so you can see it. What you can do is say, okay, I want you guys to brush the teeth. I want you guys to brush it clean. And so they're gonna have to use their fine motor muscles to brush it off. And it's great because shaving cream will get it off. And also, they're using those fine motor muscles and they can get down in between. You could also put glitter on it and say, okay, I want you to get rid of all the germs. Oops, sorry. I currently have a low battery. So, and then they just brush to get it nice and clean. So again, just making sensory fun, making fine motor work fun, and all with a dental health theme. Now, if you don't have ice cube trays and you follow me, you probably have a lot of egg cartons. Egg cartons work too if you don't have ice cube trays. So, yes. So those are all of my dental health activity ideas for you. And I forgot to show you one more thing. Oh no, hold on, time out. Okay. This is the science unit. I'm not gonna show you a ton of it, but I wanted to show you it for a minute and show you kind of how I switch out the science centers a little bit easier, and I can show you the dental health theme that you can set up in your science center, because obviously we don't want kids touching each other's mouth or the insides of their mouth for a dental health theme. So I always keep the unit on the top. Any props I have, which this is my teeth, and I put pink tape around the edge because it kind of looks like the gums. And as you can tell, they draw on it, and then they have to erase with the toothbrush. It's a little bit harder without the shaving cream on it, but it's totally doable. So that's one activity I put out. And then again, this is my body and teeth. So this is two science units kind of in one, because I know some people do it together and some people do it apart. So I keep this together because in here, it gives you all kinds of visuals on different science table setups and activities. And I want to turn to the teeth. They're there. So this is how you could set up your science unit or science table to look like. I put the pictures in there because one, I always, if I had a great science table, I would always take a picture of it, plop it in my lesson plan binder or file folder, whatever I was using at the time to do my, for my units. So that's why I have these for you guys. And I even show you, like, you can have them put out yellow Play-Doh and they can stick it in between the egg carton, and you can use this plastic floss, which is actually, they can use real floss, or if you have that string from the Play-Doh tray, they can use that and practice flossing to get the Play-Doh out. And then this is kind of how I keep all of the stuff. So I keep, for this one, I kept all the teeth stuff in here. So I have like my bulletin board header or science table header. And then I have the vocabulary cards included in the pack. All the different parts of the tooth. And then I have a real x-ray. And then I have some posters that are different parts of the tooth. So this shows like what's going on under your gums. And then this is kind of all your different teeth you'll have when you're an adult. So I keep all of that in a baggie so that way I can literally just take this and put it out on the science table. And then I have the book that comes with the unit. You can print it small or big depending on the size of your center. If I have any extra parent handouts, which come with the unit, I put these in here. And then the discovery pages, you can either, if I did journals, I put extra ones of those in there. If I just have the actual discovery pages, I'll put extra copies in here too. And again, that way I can use what I have from the previous year. so I don't have to go run and make copies, and I have everything kind of all together and contained. And then I have a healthy and not healthy sort, and it's on Velcro. And then you can also, in the idea in here is you can put out real food, and they can sort the real, like I say real food, it's the plastic pretend food. They can sort the plastic pretend food in versus healthy versus not healthy at the science table, because we're learning about teeth and we have to eat healthy foods to keep our teeth healthy. And again, if you don't have my science unit, totally fine. Like you can still have the tooth. You can do a healthy, not healthy sort with just your pretend food from your pretend center, and then put up some photos, do a Google image search and search for teeth and some dental x-rays, and there you go. And then for anchor charts, if I have an anchor chart, I laminate my anchor charts, that way I can use them again. So this one is parts of a tooth. I usually, I usually I erase this. So this is like a big, huge parts of a tooth. And then, so I put that on a large piece of paper, and then I have all of the words. And you can tell they were on there because I have tape on the back, or it's like glue stick. So I have like enamel and just all the different, the pulp and the jawbone. So yeah, so I do that, and then I can use this and make an anchor chart again, because you want the stuff on the walls in your classroom. You want to do it with your students, because if you just hang it up, they are not going to get, it's not going to be as meaningful to them as if you did it together as a class, or maybe you read a nonfiction book or a fiction book or nonfiction about teeth or parts of the tooth, or about a child going to the dentist. And then you can do your anchor chart together as the class. And it's real quick, like, you know, like 5 minutes, you are sneaking in tons of science into the end of that science circle, and then hang this chart in the science center. And now you have a chart that you guys did together, but you didn't have to like reinvent all the pieces. So just laminate any chart pieces and then put them in a baggie. If you do write on it with like a permanent marker or something, I think this should work. It used to. You can just draw on it with dry erase. This used to work. If you have like permanent marker on there, just color on it with a dry erase marker and it comes off. So, and this I did like a couple years ago, like when I released this unit, because I did it with my kiddos. So, I mean, this has been on there for probably about, well, pre-COVID, so 2 years. So, and it comes right off, and it's like, is it perfect? No, but it's gone. Like all that permanent marker is gone. So you can laminate it, draw on it, and then take it off and reuse it. So that way, again, you're pulling this out from the year before. Now, are you going to use it every year? Probably not. Different years, you have different kiddos, and they have different needs and different interests. So some years you may use that chart, some years you may not. But that way, if you want to use it again, it's there, and you don't have to find the pictures, cut it out. Like, you don't have to do all that work again. Do it once, and then save it, and hopefully you can use it again. And again, I just put all of this back in here at the end of the unit, and then we're ready to go. And then also in here is the My Body section of this unit too. So that's why there was like skeletons in there from, I like to buy, here I'll show you. So when we're learning about our body and our bones, it's really fun to use these skeletons from like Halloween, because look, it's like a little skeleton and they can move it, and they're from the dollar store. So next Halloween, grab a skeleton or two for your science units because they're great and they're $1 and they're so fun and they're plastic, and if they break them, they're $1. So, and they fit really well. Oh, this guy's trying to escape apparently. hope you guys loved all of those dental health activities. If you want the printables, like the freebies, or if you want to grab either the science unit or the math and literacy unit, or you want to see the activities in more detail, you can find them on my blog, which is at the top of this post. And again, the link for these little tooth savers are at the top of this post, and I'll also link, I'll look up and see if the mini erasers are available, and I can link those too. So I hope you guys have an amazing night.